Hey guys, this is a really good, fun way to make a big, beautiful piece of meat like this. Ribeye roast. Yeah, we're gonna do this thing in the Pampered Chef Airfryer. Let's get into it. Alright, so here we go. Pretty straightforward and easy. I recommend that if you all haven't looked at the local Kroger's or some of the other national chains have awesome pricing on beautiful cuts of meat like this, and this is half of the size of what the roast started out as being. We already cooked one of these, so it was absolutely delicious. So all we're really going to do at this point, because we've had it sitting in a spice mix marinade for all this time, and we're just going to hit it with a little bit of Himalayan salt, that pink stuff you see all the time. And it's actually really good. Not too much. We're going to get the other side too. We're going to get the pepper, salt and pepper on both sides. Cracked pepper on there. Ooh. Okay, we're just gonna flip that right on over. Catch the other side. Again with the cracked pepper. Something about a good cracked pepper that's just awesome on red meat. Alright, now we're going to, now here comes the fun part. We're going to have to get that inside of this. No sense being bashful about it now. And she's just going to fit. I mean, just. And there you go. In a box. Okay, so now all we're going to do, we've got a wire handle for this basket. I'm thinking about it. It makes this a breeze. This is intended to fit right across there like that. That way you're not having to fuss and fight with it to get it into its where it needs to be. Just like so. That was a snap. Alright, so from there we're going to go ahead and get this thing set up for 400 degrees for 32 minutes. And that's it. It's a running. Okay, and you know, as long as we're talking about steaks, especially high quality steaks, I know there's a whole lot of guys out there that are very, very serious about their barbecue. And when it comes to good barbecue and good smokehouses, every single one of these guys has got themselves one top of the line meat thermometer, so that you can double check your inside temperature. You know, make sure that it's not going to get anybody sick. But in either case, you know, Pampered Chef has their own meat thermometer, and you know, I love this thing. I use it all the time. It has a main probe, and then it also comes with a remote probe for some guys that are going to need to get real serious about it. But I mean, ultimately, you know, what you got here is another top of the line product that'll do you a world of good. Check it out, fellas. I'm sure your barbecue pit's in need of a new one. Or tell your wife, get you one. They're going to be telling you to buy them some Pampered Chef too anyway. Enjoy. We'll be back, man. Boy, this place smells like an old steakhouse right now with that ribeye roast going. We're 13 minutes left to go on it, so we're getting down to the wire here, so we'll be back. And we are back. Something to know about doing a half of a 7-pound ribeye roast is the fact that the cook time must be dramatically increased or you will not reach the proper temperature. Something we did, this is the first time we did this, so you're literally seeing it as we are learning it ourselves. We're going to go ahead and debasket this. But here's something else for some of you that are extreme chefs like myself. Look at that. You got all those that fat. And that's going to make some fantastic gravy. Oh yeah. That stuff is so fine. Yeah, look at that. She's going to make some really good gravy to go on. Alright, I think we're about ready to make the final cut on this, so
here you go. I'm bringing you your knife.
No. What was that? That's a knife?
Yeah.
No. That's not a knife.
It is a knife.
I've been waiting for this my whole life. That's not a knife. Well, that's a knife.
That's my knife.
This is what's called a Doll Strong Gladiator. And it is my favorite knife.
It is a gladiator knife. Oh my.
Just because it can wreck a steak just like that.
Wow.
So look at that.
Yum.
Now that's a nice medium rare.
Yum.
Very nice medium rare.
Can't wait to eat that.
And the puppy dogs are going to be so happy tonight. We're going to plate all of this up and get us some gravy with some mushrooms and onions. Oh my God, that is delicious. And we'll be right back. Alrighty then, we said we were going to make us some gravy to go along with this marvelous meat. And we're going to throw those fines in there and make ourselves a nice little steak gravy to go with this that even King Richard would find irresistible. Get this all over the place here. And we're going to add some milk in here. And a little bit of Jack Daniels. Oh, Jack is a good old friend of mine. He's a friend of a lot of people. But we're going to add ourselves a little bit of milk in here. Get that going. Add to that about a shot. It's a healthy shot. When you're making a good gravy, you're best to use flour and a whisk. And I recommend 2 tablespoons to about 2/3 of a cup of milk to about 1/3 of a cup of fat from whether it's chicken, turkey, beef, you name it. I mean, you can make a gravy out of it, just about anything. And we're going to crank this up on high to speed it along. on occasion, aside from the Jack Daniels, I have been known to add up to and including Lipton's onion soup mix and a good Cabernet wine as a hot marinade, which goes very, very well with button mushrooms and sliced onions. As soon as you get this up to heat, it shouldn't take too long. There's not a lot of liquid in there. We're going to go ahead and throw in our pepper. A little bit of Himalayan pink salt. These are just ready to boil for us. In a nice simmer situation.
And of course, this is our 12-inch Pampered Chef pan that we're using.
I like this pan because it's got that honeycomb pattern in the bottom, along with just an unrivaled Teflon coating that can't be beat. It's one of those unsmooth surfaces that is just perfect for non-stick.
It's my favorite pan to make your skillets in.
Oh, and I do love my skillets.
Sure do.
It's also really good if you want to get up there and make some sausage gravy in the morning and make up some homemade biscuits and try and clean it up real nice for us. And there we go. We're at gravy consistency now. And we'll just leave it right there. Adding some good old mushrooms and onions to the mix is going to top off this meal. And we'll be back just a little bit to show you off the final plate. And here we go. Final plate. Just a smidgen of that Jack Daniels gravy with a veggie medley, and you got yourself a twice baked tater there. I think you got yourself one heck of a meal, and we're going to call it good right there. Y'all have yourself a good night, and I hope you enjoy your cooking.